Hello guys, what's up? Palokami HD here, and I just wanted to have a quick look at the latest update 0.5.6 on World of Warships. So let's get started. I'm not going to get too deep into this, so I'm just going to basically list the basic upgrades, fixes and new updates that have been added to the game, including new maps, and as always with the latest video that Wargaming has released, Dasha Perova looks as always pretty gorgeous. Don't you think so? However, first of all, let's start with the interface upgraded UI at the minimap. So finally, the long-awaited minimap updates and functions finally display the detectability, the firing range by sea, firing range by air, secondary guns firing range and AA guns firing range, and of course torpedo and gun main firing range, which is pretty amazing. But also you can click on a small little toggle that basically tells you last spotted position markers of enemy ships, which is a pretty nice and amazing addition to the game, because nonetheless till now you had to use mods and hope that they would work, and most of the mods just simply did not display everything or sometimes were even bugged, so this one might be a pretty nice relief for many players. In addition to that, Wargaming has also added a nice little panel which will display you the performance of your ship, including armament and capability of firing ranges, AA, and how many guns you have left remaining after being bombarded by HE shells. And of course everything will display the ranges, as well as the damage done by AA guns and distance. Including that, it will also show you the detectability range by sea after firing a main gun shell, when on fire, or when firing AA guns or secondary guns. Not only that, but detectability range by air has also been added, which is after firing main gun shell, when on fire, when firing AA guns or secondary guns again. Nonetheless, the firing range will also be displayed, so you will always know how far you can shoot, but even that was like possible till now just by simply holding the Alt button and showing what the distance on your guns are, and the mouse, or more like the camera, doesn't move higher in that case anyway. In addition to that, the AA gun range on mid distance and long distance AA guns, as well as the secondary armament firing range will also be displayed. And the status of secondary armament, which means if you have a secondary turret, it will show you how many turrets you have remaining after being bombarded out of how many you had before. Which is a pretty nice addition to the game, in my opinion, because I always kind of wanted to know how that works, but it was not possible. But now it should be kind of like nice if you just been bombarded and you are not sure, like, alright, there are planes coming, should I really engage those planes, should I try to dodge them, or will you just simply have the confidence to fight up against them, like in an Iowa, just mowing down planes, or do you even have AA mounts left to fight those planes? That's a pretty cool thing, in my opinion. But one of the things many people, including me, have been waiting for a long time, and probably one of the more advanced and important upgrades, is going to be the visibility of your shells and the possibility of firing over a mountain range or not. Wargaming has nicely displayed that by simply darkening the screen with a small little mountain indicator beside your aiming reticle, and once it disappears, you're ready to fire, and you can make sure that most of your shells, if not all of them, are basically gonna make it over the mountain range to hit your target. That's a pretty nice addition, and in my opinion it's one of the more important ones, because who was not sick and tired of always firing into the mountains? But nonetheless, I believe that there's still problems with the mechanics, and sometimes your guns will still nonetheless fire into the mountain instead of over it, even though you have the target marker on your enemy and the guns clearly try to shoot at that enemy, but in the end nonetheless fire into the mountain between you and the other ship. Next up we have AA upgrades on range and strength for so many ships. I'm not going to list them all here. There's basically going to be a full list of upgrades and updates Wargaming has included, which you can check on their page, and I will link the page to the upgrade list in the description below. You can check it out yourself, because it would simply take a bit too much time to just read you guys all of it, and I'm pretty sure the basics are understood anyway, that everyone will have a bit more AA, including tier 8 to 10 ships on the USBB line, which is kind of ridiculous because they had way too much already, and I haven't played as a CV so far, but playing with the North Carolina, Iowa and Montana, I can say I have pretty nice experience by just filling the AA counter up to 100 points without skills. And including the skills, it doesn't even display that it would be 110, 120, and you can basically always nicely defend yourself against all kinds of fighters and bombers and whatever is trying to get close to you, and I've never ever had to dodge any kind of torpedo planes in any high tier US battleship, which is in my opinion pretty nice. Keep bringing them, guys. I am gladly taking those plane kills to get more experience and money. But nonetheless, I don't think an upgrade would have been necessary here. But on the other hand, many cruisers and DDs will also receive AA upgrade, and that will basically add on range and strength, and some will get also more guns, which is a nice addition because some cruisers just simply don't bring it, to say the least. Even with the AA mountable, it's just not possible to defend yourself against planes like this at many times. But again, you can check out the entire list of AA upgrades, modifications and changes in the link below that I have basically given you to read. Another nice addition from Wargaming's side, in my opinion kind of useless, well, not useless, but it was unnecessary. Tier 8 to 10 German cruisers will got better HE shells. Well, this, to be honest, was nothing really necessary because the Germans were pretty much known for their amazing AP shells. Giving them stronger HE shells only makes them even more versatile and even stronger against the now already so weak BBs. And nonetheless, the fire mechanics in this game would still have to be fixed, since BBs basically have barely a chance if it comes down 1-on-1 or 1 versus 2 cruisers. You just simply can't defend yourself, because the moment your repair ability or your fire or damage control ability goes into cooldown, you will be basically burned to death. And if I receive damage in my Iowa, which is around 8,000 to 9,000 per salvo of any German or any cruiser, no matter of HE or AP, it's kind of ridiculous to say the least, and the fight will be over within less than a few minutes, with the BBs having no chance, because every time you fire you have to wait 30 seconds just basically burning to death. However, there has been some great amazing updates and upgrades here. In addition, Wargaming has decided to add 4 new maps: Okinawa, Estuary, Neighbors and Polar, whereas Polar is more for low tiers 1, 2, 3, and basically gives the players a chance to get used to all the steering mechanics, how to aim your guns, and basically practice a bit on targets and how to interact with the current map to play, and basically trains them a bit in how to advancedly continue playing on higher tiers, because that will be an essential and trivial part. So here it is clearly better to basically get used to it from the very beginning. That's a nice addition. Also, Wargaming has included many new camouflages which you can buy for gold, so basically premium camouflages for York, Iryu, Rune, Hatsaru, Miyoko, Shores, Dmitry Donskoy, Kiev, Ranger, New York and Cleveland. And of course they all will bring premium statistics with them. Another nice decision from Wargaming's side is to add all the premium ships that have been previously added into the game but been taken back out, which will be the Tachbana, Texas, Diana, Molotov, Mikhail Kutuzov Emden, Tirpitz, Campbelltown, Warspite, Pliskavica, and the Indianapolis, which is currently in testing for super testers. However, this was just a short review of the basic upgrades and updates that Wargaming will bring with 0.5.6. I don't want to talk too much about it. Again, I will link you the full list of upgrades and bug fixes in the description below. I hope you didn't mind my gameplay and a short review video about this. As always, have a nice time, have a nice day, Balokami out, see you next time.